Hello, everybody. Rise and Fire Friday. My name is Chris Exusion. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter. And we have a big football weekend, college football playoffs, NFL still going on. A lot of good stuff here. I'm Chris Exusion. You can find me at Chris Ebom on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you've been seeing the heater that I've been on in college football, going 5-0 in the last, a few days or so. Been absolutely on fire late. I'm going to be talking about the college football playoffs. If there's anything else that you want to talk about regarding NFL, I'm also here for that as well. Any questions you guys have, anything, you want to chime in, more than happy to answer them. But before I get into that, Jock Market, I'm associated with them. It's the DFS stock market. Tons of fun. You can do it for pretty much any sport. I love doing it for golf personally, which is going to start next week for Tournament of Champions. Simple, go on Jock Market, sign up, use the code EBOMB1. You see it on the ticker below and get 100% sign up bonus up to $100, man. Tons of fun IPO session. Great stuff, man. You get a good sweat of bidding on these guys. You can short them. You can do anything. You buy them, you hold them, you sell them. Just like the regular stock market, man. A lot of fun action. You can never bust out, which is the great thing. So you'll always have some sort of money at the end of the day to play with the next week. But now we're getting into what we're pretty much getting into. This is football time. We're still into this right now. College football been red hot. Let's get to it right here. If you guys have questions, by all means, ask them. I'm here. Have your drink. I got mine right here. I'm enjoying it. A little ranch water, courtesy of my man Degenerate 75. He's the one that kind of got me on this for the most part. I've been on kind of a health kick, so cutting those calories down, all that good stuff as well. And I was talking with a guy on Twitter. He thought I was sponsored by Roback over here, but that was just silly anyway. Believe me, I would love to have that sponsor. That'd be fantastic. So if you're listening and you got a connection with it, I would absolutely love it. But hey, let's get into it. College football. We got the two playoff games, and this is what I'm looking at here. TCU, Michigan, the first game of the playoffs. I love the over here. The over, I believe, is at 58 right now. Let me see what I currently got it at. All right, so I got it at 58.5, but still, it's at 50.5 where you look. TCU has been a team that's been able to score. If they're going to be able to be in this game at all, which I think they will be at the end of the day, they could possibly be a live dog, but Sonny Dykes has been fantastic with this team. Points will be scored in this game. Mark my words. TCU will not lie down in this game, regardless of how good Michigan's defense is. And, even with JJ McCarthy with Michigan, he had a great game. And they did lose their main running back over there, Blake over there, but the backup played really well in the Ohio State game. He rushed for 200 some yards. So obviously they have the horses behind, their starters for the most part. But McCarthy looking really good. JJ, fantastic. Originally this line started at 10. It's been dropping down to 7.5. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, let me just double check real quick. I'm just checking multiple spots over here with what the betting public has been doing. I know a lot of people were on Michigan early and the line was dropping, so possibly some sharp money right there in general. But let me see where we are at here. So when I'm looking at the betting percentage over here, it looks like all the bets are on Michigan when it comes to the money line, but I think it's kind of a split of the 50-50 with the money and a little bit more with Michigan for the most part. So the line has dropped down still, regardless of all that action. So I like TCU getting the points here, but I really like the over because TCU will not cover this game unless they are scoring points. It's not going to be a low scoring affair to keep them in there. TCU, explosive special teams. Duggan's been fantastic. I mean, that whole offense is explosive. I mean, scoring at will. I'm not going to say they're going to run up a million points on them, but it's going to be enough just to get that over with. And Michigan's going to be able to score too. So I don't think it's going to be as slow as a game as some people might think. The line originally came out and they were, they made it look like that Michigan's just going to shut them out and call it a day. And they looked impressive against Ohio State, but they got some injuries on the defensive part over here. When I was looking at what they were losing, I believe Morse is out. Let me just double check here. 1 second. I'm all over the place here. Michigan, let's see here. All right, I'm still into that Barstool one over there. Okay. So we got man, where's that at here? Let me see. We got Bruin over here. I'm a little out of sorts here. Let's see. All right, 1 second here. Michigan. Okay, here we go. Sorry. So Mark Morris, edge rusher, looks like he's been banged up. He'll if he does play, he's not going to be at full strength. He missed the Big Ten game. Also, Smith as well. He's had the legal issues. So we'll see what happens with them. It's kind of a dicey area, but the defense will not be not in full strength, if you will. And I think that's enough for TCU to score plenty of points. I think they'll score over 60 between the both of them. So I really like the over here. This TCU team's been a lot of fun this year. I've had a blast watching them. They're not going to lay down and die here. Sonny Dykes knows what needs to be done. This is a great opportunity for the Horned Frogs here. All right, and we're going to get into the next game over here. Let me get out of that. Oh, by the way, Donovan, he was the backup there. So that was that played fantastic against Ohio State that just went bonkers. But speaking of Ohio State, the next game, Ohio State at Georgia. Well, not at Georgia, but Ohio State, Georgia. Ohio State, plenty of talent. There's been a month for them to prepare. I totally get all that, but Georgia has been an absolute monster when it's come down to it. Undefeated. All the names that everyone's playing. Sense is going to be there. It's going to be they're going to be able to score plenty of points. But what I really like in this game the most, which I already locked in, I like Georgia minus 3.5. This for the first half. I already locked it in right now. Well, actually not right now, but I believe it was yesterday or so. Minus 3.5. I love them here for the first half. They're a team that's been known to start off really hot. Ohio State, not typically. They haven't been a team that's been really that great for the first half. Michigan was an issue when it came down to it. I know that was a really tough game for the most part, but there were also some other weird spots that Northwestern, that was like really close in the first half. What else we had? The Maryland game was really close in the first half. I mean, these guys eventually like turn it on eventually in the second half. They aren't a first half team, and everyone, it seems like what I've seen on Twitter, everyone's really jumping on Ohio State plus the 6.5. And, I think they're going to get a little scared the first half. I think Georgia's going to kind of smack them in the mouth early. And just to be up 4 points at halftime, I'm more than happy to take that. I'm not overthinking it. I know who the first half team is here. Georgia could still romp these guys. I mean, I'm not dealing with it, but I like the first half minus 3.5. They've just been an absolute juggernaut the start games. Kirby Smart gets these guys absolutely rolling. So give me the minus 3.5 with the Georgia Bulldogs over here. And let's say if we can go 7-0, that would be fantastic. And you see that Chris Ebom on Twitter, that is my handle on Twitter pretty much. So you can see everything I have there as far as all my plays that come up. And I'm also on BetStamp, which if you follow me on BetStamp at Chris Ebom, then you will get all my plays as soon as I put them in. So good stuff there as well. But the next game, we're going to go in the NFL over here because I wanted to touch up on those for the most part. But the first game, I just X'd out there. 1 second. Let me get to it. I actually kind of like this card this week, to be honest. I think it's a really good card. I know it's at the end of the week and people tend to back off a little bit, if you will. What's going on with my focus here? Let's get serious here. All right. So while that focuses in and everything, Jacksonville at Houston. Jacksonville is a 3-point favorite. The over-under is at 43. I love the over here, and hear me out. I know that Jacksonville is not in a must-win situation this week, but Jacksonville's one of the youngest teams in the NFL. I think they're 28th in age, I believe. They're not like Tampa Bay, who's the oldest team in the NFL. Doug Pearson's got to make sure these guys are rolling, not taking any steps back, because if he does that, I mean, before you know it, they play next week and they could possibly lose, or, you get in the playoffs and get a little rusty. I mean, you need these guys to keep rolling. Lawrence has played fantastic of late. I know he's questionable. I can't imagine him not playing this week. I would be shocked if he's not playing this week. All bets off on the over. I already locked it in, so I'm kind of rolling the dice there for the most part. These NFL, injury reports are always the worst. but I believe he should play for the most part. So if he's playing, the offense should be clicking. Houston's defense is absolutely terrible. If you look at what they have done on defense, I mean they're just atrocious. I mean they're let's see, pass defense, DVOA. All right, let's see here. All right, so at the bottom half, if you will, but the rush defense is really bad. I think they should be able to expose that as well. And Lawrence has just been playing really well under Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is honestly a really good quarterback coach. That's the number one thing. I mean, he has been fantastic with like grooming quarterbacks. I mean, he looked good with Carson Wentz before. I mean, he's had Nick Foles under there. I mean, he's obviously a quarterback guy. He played quarterback in the NFL, and he's been a fantastic coach, good leader of men. And he understands this team is young, and there's no breaks for these guys. There's not many veterans on this team, so I really like the over here, and I think Houston has been doing enough to kind of keep games kind of respectable. And I think this line kind of proves that at the end of the day. So I think points will be scored. I just feel like the line is, well, the last time they played, actually, this is a good line read here. I'm always looking at kind of what happened before. So they played in October. Houston won 13-6, okay, against Jacksonville, their lone win of the year, I believe. And the over-under was 43.5, and it obviously hit under. We're hitting 43 again. This under looks way too easy to play, especially with like Jacksonville and like not really needing to win this game. I think Doug Peterson puts the foot on the gas this week, and I think this is a great spot. The line should be in the 30s or high 30s if they really think this game's going to go under. So I think the books are begging you to take the under here. I'm not falling for it. I love the over. So we're going to take the over there, over 43. Another over actually like this game and for the week is Chicago at Detroit. The line is 6. The over under is 52. We know how good the Lions play at home. Jared Goff is just a different quarterback at home. He's very comfortable. He plays fantastic. No turnovers, scoring points, all that good stuff. If you look at what the defenses have done, Chicago's been the worst defense in the NFL, which is crazy because you would have thought Houston would be, but they actually kind of stepped that up for the most part. I just want to say thanks again, guys, for checking in. I appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, enjoy your drink, ask away. And if you just came in, the two games that I really liked for college football was the over in the TCU game and the first half for Georgia. Those are my two right there. If you've been following me, I've been red hot in college football. Got out of a little slump I was in. Now we're bowl season, we're ready to roll. So things are good. So those are the two plays I like. And I talked about Jacksonville over 43. Absolutely love it. But this play here, over 52 as well. Chicago has been one of the worst in pass, rush defense. Everything's been bad. Golf should be able to score plenty of points. And Detroit's right there with them too. I mean, they're 28th in total DVOA on defense as well. Pass defense is terrible. The rush defense is terrible. Field should be able to run all day on these guys. 52. I mean, you have to take this over. This is a big overplay, especially with this line. They can't make this line any higher. I mean, you just take the over. You enjoy it. You don't overthink it. Sometimes the NFL gives you, sometimes they give you some of these once in a while. I'm not saying it happens all the time, but I mean, honestly, the last few games they've played, you want to see what Chicago's done. They only scored 13 points against a very tough Buffalo team. They scored 20 against the Eagles, which the defense did not play that well, but they have been good all year. I mean, they have still been scoring like some points. I mean, they had a rough stretch of defenses. The Jets, Eagles, Bills. I mean, that's just how it's been for the most part. And if you look at what they've done in the last game against Detroit, they still scored. It was 30-31, division game, and that over under was at 48.5. Now we're at 52. I mean, this line is making sense because it's like they crushed that over, and then they had to make the over more because if they would have kept it kind of the same like the Jacksonville game, then I'd be kind of concerned about taking that over. But 52, they know points will be scored, so let's take advantage of it. I love the over 52. I believe it was over 52 or 52.5. Let me double check. Over 52. So I like that as well. Next game, I have the Cleveland Browns at the Washington Commanders. The great Carson Wentz under the helm. Hold on, I need a drink after that. Mm. Man, he's back. He's just a turnover machine. I don't even know if anybody really even wants him to be quarterback on team. I don't know what Ron Rivera's doing. I guess he just knows. I guess it's more of an audition to try to get some trade bait for Carson Wentz, but I think people know that he isn't that great. He's probably just going to be a backup for the most part, unless he plays for a really bad team like the Houston Texans or something. But I don't even know why you would even do that. I think he just pretty much going to be a backup at this point. You know, too many turnovers, hanging on the ball too long. But anyway, um, I love the under here. Under 40. I believe I had it at, let me see what I got at. Under 41, still around 41, 40 and a half. I really like this under over here. Cleveland hasn't been able to really score that much for the most part. Watson's been kind of have a hard time scoring. They're going to be running the ball a good amount. Uh, we know Washington, they always like to run the ball, so that's always killing the clock as well. If you're looking at defenses in general, let's see where we're at here. Washington, you know, middle of the pack, a little better, probably the first half of defenses there for the most part. Let's see, but Cleveland hasn't been all that great, and I understand they have the worst rush defense in the NFL, but I think that's enough to move the chains. And I think Carson Wentz just kind of shoots himself in the foot with turnovers. And I think they move that ball enough with the run game, and then I think mistakes are made by Carson Wentz. He holds onto the ball too long, gets sacked, maybe a turnover. It's just going to be a really, really ugly game, and I don't trust Washington in this spot, especially after playing the 49ers. There was a stat that I saw. I didn't really look into it too much, but it made sense at the end of the day. It's the teams that play the 49ers after the following week are 0-12 in that following week. And now you get like a guy like Carson Wentz that's playing on top of that. I mean, teams just get beat up by the 49ers, it seems like, and it just goes into the next week. So I don't feel like they're going to really do that much scoring. I don't really see Cleveland doing that much scoring either. I think it's going to be a hard fought game. I really love the under here. I think this is a slam dunk here. So give me the under 41, 41 points there. And finally, I got this game in once the news came out about Derek Carr. I was a little late to the party, but hopefully not late enough. I love the 49ers minus 9.5 against the Las Vegas Raiders. 49ers defense is solid. Now you got Stedman coming in. I mean, what are they going to do on offense? Just run the ball, and just the offense just not going to be able to generate anything. Derek Carr was already having enough problems with interceptions alone. Now you have Stedman come in. Like, he cannot be good here. You know, it's just a lot of turmoil here. I assume probably wide receivers are probably upset. I know Josh Jacobs was really upset with this team, how bad they're playing. I think these guys have officially shipped it in. They don't really care about this game. Brock Purdy's been playing pretty well for the most part. Let me see what his stats are, because he's been doing pretty well, I think. I think he's been pretty consistent. I'm actually starting him for my fantasy championship, because Hurts is banged up, and I don't even know if he's playing or anything. Let me see what he's done on this game log over here. I mean, he's thrown for 912 yards, 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Pretty solid for Mr. Irrelevant. You know, he's had a really good go around for the most part. I mean, he's had 2 touchdowns in each game. I mean, even with Deebo Samuel out, that's still impressive. 2 touchdowns a game. I mean, he's been playing well, and I think he should be able to torch this defense over here. Let me see what Las Vegas has been all about. I mean, they're the worst pass defense in NFL. I mean, he should be able to throw at will, these guys. Kittle should just be able to eat this game. I love this spot for them. So luckily I didn't get it at like 10 or wherever it was going to be at for the most part. So I really like the 49ers minus 9.5, and that's where I'm at there. But that'll do it, guys. I don't see any questions or any comments or anything, which is all right. You know, I hope you guys took this information. I hope you guys watch it, spread the word. It means a lot to me. Remember, Jock Market, awesome, great time. If you love DFS, it's a stock market take on it. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it for golf. I'm going to get my hands on it next week. Use the code EBOMB1. Get a 100% sign-up bonus up to $100. You can deposit 20, get 20. 10, 10, 100, 100. It doesn't really matter. Either way, though, It helps me out at the end of the day. So if you want to support my brand and you want to play a couple bucks just to see what it's all about, man, I appreciate it. My man Scrappy coming. Happy New Year's, brother. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Happy New Year's, man. I didn't hear from you. I was gonna see if you had any questions about anything, but you're just dissecting the info, taking it in. I appreciate. Also, my birthday's on Monday. Exciting times, turn 38, getting old, so all good stuff there. Get a little golf in on Monday. Today was a beautiful day, 60 degrees, like amazing, absolutely amazing. So, all good stuff there. So, I'm going to be getting into PGA next week, I believe. I think that's the plan. Maybe I'll throw some NFL in there as well. But moving forward, once the football season's pretty much all set and done, I will be doing live betting for the PGA Tour every week, which I cannot wait. If you guys are new to the channel and stuff, PGA Tour has been my bread and butter. It's been awesome, great odds, great, paydays, all good stuff like that. So I'm excited about that. Get back into the swing of things with the PGA. But once again, I'm going to recap all the plays that I have. TCU, Michigan over 58.5. Georgia Bulldogs -3.5 for the first half. You got the over 52 points for the Bears and Lions, over 43 for the Jags and Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans, under 41 for the Browns and the Commanders, and finally, San Francisco 49ers laying 9.5 points against the lifeless Las Vegas Raiders. Thanks again, guys. Spread the word. I appreciate it. Keep this short and sweet for you guys. Let's rise and fire. It's Friday. It's the weekend. Have fun this weekend. Don't get too crazy. We're going to do something stupid, but hey, have a great time. A lot of great games to watch. Let's go make that money. Let's rise and